Hello boys. In today's class we are going to study some new words, and these words are adjectives. You know, words have great power. When you have words, you can say your thoughts, express your thoughts easily. Sometimes you find it very difficult to say what you want to say because you don't have good words. And if it comes to writing, you really fumble with words because you keep thinking that I should have something, some word which can say what I want to say, but you don't remember those words. So vocabulary has a major role in any language. Today, slightly away from your lessons of book, I have brought some interesting words for you which you will enjoy as well as learn. There are a number of, there are 10 adjectives I have chosen. These adjectives have very with them, right? So usually you say, how is anything? Somebody asks you, how is it? Very nice, very good. Apart from very nice and very good, you don't find words to say anything. Okay, isn't it right? So if we have better words, our English will be effective, more impressive, more satisfying. Clear? So what I'm going to teach you, you have to do little learning. Means you have to learn these words. There is no such homework but learning of these words. You will copy down these words in your notebook and learn them. Now let's see what we are going to do. Replace the adjectives having very with better options. Better options, better adjectives, one word. Instead of having very and then adjective, you write one word, use one word. Now, for example, very interesting. We say something is very interesting. This man is very interesting. The book is very interesting. The movie is very interesting. But interesting is a very common word. If somebody listens to you, would not be too impressed by your English. So you have a better option. Instead of very interesting, you can use a word fascinating. How do we pronounce it? Fascinating. Right? Isn't it better? So the book is fascinating. The person is fascinating. Okay? So you just copy down and learn. Next word. Very open. We usually say, my friend is very open with me. My father is very open with me. Now, is it very impressive word? I'm sure not. We say it because we don't have better word. But if we have, certainly people will be influenced, impressed. So instead of very open, we can say, my father is very transparent. What do we call? Transparent. My friend is very transparent with me. My father is very transparent. Okay? So we learn this word. Now next word is very honest. My teacher is very honest. My father is very honest. My servant is very honest. Now instead of using very honest, these two words, we can use the word straightforward or frank. Like the person who says whatever he feels honestly, he is straightforward. or he is frank. He is very honest. He is frank. He is straightforward. Right? Next, very poor. Now, we say he is very poor. My neighbors are very poor. Instead of using the word very poor, we can use the word destitute or impoverished. How we pronounce? Destitute or impoverished. I have a family next door who are impoverished. Okay? Or who are destitute. Next word, very rich. Opposite of very poor, very rich. So is opposite of destitute and impoverished are the words well off, prosperous, wealthy. Now I am giving you 3 words instead of 1. That is very rich. In place of very rich, you can use any of these 3. They are well off. My neighbors are well off. My friends are well off. You can say my relatives are prosperous. My grandfather is wealthy. Fine. Let's go to the next word. Very scared. Now very scared, again this is simple adjective. Very scared. We can use petrified. I was very scared. Instead of very scared, I was petrified. I was terrified. Petrified or terrified. Right? Make these words your own. Petrified or terrified. Next is very intelligent. My teacher is very intelligent. Brilliant. I have a brilliant teacher. Next, very angry. So, what is the replacement of very angry? Indignant. Enraged. My teacher was enraged. When somebody misbehaved in the class, my teacher was enraged. My teacher was indignant. My father was indignant. Very big. Very big, very huge. So what are the words we can use instead of big? Gigantic. How do we pronounce it? Gigantic. Gigantic. Enormous. Enormous. I have a gigantic statue of Saraswati in my school. The meal was enormous. Very big. Next is very crowded. Very crowded. And the word will be cramped or jam-packed. The place was crowded, very crowded. Instead of very crowded, we use the place was cramped. The train was cramped. The train was jam-packed. It would sound good and you'll feel better. Okay, now learning these 10 replacements. Now we will go through some sentences where you can try filling these words. Okay, so first what you do, you pause, write down all these words in your notebook and then try to pick up words from here and try to fill in the blanks. So we go ahead. Complete the given sentences with a suitable adjective. I heard a story. What kind of story? Guess. What kind of story? A very interesting story. So, what can we write here? Fascinating. Isn't it? Now, this is how you have to try filling in the blanks from the words given to you. Second one. Thank you for being with me. What? Being what? Being open with me or transparent with me. Which is better? Transparent. Thank you for being transparent with me. Next. He gave dash responses. He gave responses. What kind of responses? Yes, very intelligent or open, frank, straightforward. He gave straightforward, honest responses. Honest responses, straightforward responses. Right? Instead of honest, we use straightforward. Next. He drove through the dash neighborhood. What kind of neighborhood? Crowded? Very crowded? What should we use? No, this is poor, very poor neighborhood. We drove through the impoverished neighborhood. Impoverished neighborhood. Very poor. Next. This is a city. What kind of city? Prosperous. This is a prosperous city. Prosperous, rich, wealthy. Next. Some people are of snakes. What are they? Some people are petrified of snakes. Means they are scared. Petrified of snakes. My professor is what? Very intelligent. So, brilliant. My professor is brilliant. And you should pay attention to how these words are pronounced. Next. The customer complained about the bad advice. So, what kind of customer? Indignant. Very angry. The indignant customer complained about the bad advice. Next, the storm in the ocean created, this is in, I is missing here, please pay attention. The storm in the ocean created what kind of waves? Gigantic, very big, very huge. Next, he doesn't like to be in what? Elevators. What kind of elevators? Cramped. Yes, very crowded. Cramped elevators. So, these are 10 sentences which use these words, and these words have been given to you in the last slide. Please write them down in your notebook and learn them. Some other day I will test you. I'll give you some assignment where I can test whether you have learnt or not. So sometimes I'll give you some vocabulary which can enrich your vocabulary. I'll give you some words and you can feel more confident, much better in English. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me your feedback, how you found these words. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye then.